Paint Swishy time. Hey everybody, this is Ann. We are coming to you live from Reapercon for Reaper ToolBox Live today. Don't ask how they roped us into this, but it's me and two of my awesome painter friends. Immediately to my left is David Diamondstone, who some of you may note has won Best in Show at Reapercon last year for his awesome diorama. So he is a top-level painter. And then also Tish, who does work for the Reaper Gallery and has also won, notably, Gold Sophie, haven't you?
Finally got a Gold Sophie.
Finally got us, yes, finally, Gold Sophie last year, which is not saying, it is a mean feat to do that. So what we are doing today, we're gonna switch it up because I didn't want to haul the dragon all the way down here. We have the convention mouseling. Let me see if I can put that down in the center here. Hey Justin, can you switch the cam?
Yes, I can.
Oh, little convention mouseling. He's tiny on there. Is he an undead hunter mouseling? I think that's what he is. Anyway, he's cool, he's got a pistol, he's got a big saber, and we are going to be speed painting this for you guys in about an hour while we just talk about painting and answer all your questions. So that's what our thing is for the day. Is everybody happy? Oh, hi Max Powers. I'm gonna say hi to as many of you as I can, but obviously I'm gonna be trying to like outdo these guys on speed painting, so be aware I may not be actually paying attention as much to chat as I usually do. Also, wow, it's moving fast.
Someone wants you to boo them.
Nomad Zeke, if you make a bad enough pun, I am pretty sure I will boo you again on live stream.
I will definitely boo you.
Yes, David is not into puns. He is not into puns. So, that is not free, it's not a go button for everybody to start punning horribly or anything. But anyway, so let us get to this. Let us get our con mouselings. I believe everybody is ready. Everybody has
yes.
paint arrayed. You will notice I'm still using a well palette because I'm archaic. And these guys are on wet palettes. So we do a 3, 2, 1, let's go everybody, yay! So we're gonna take about an hour to paint this mouseling. Let me see, oh yeah, and do your hashtag free, of course. Hey, there's all these people that I normally see. Hi Dr. Bob, hi Farisian, hi everybody. If you guys have any questions, actually let's start out with a little bit of history on my fellow painters. David, how did you get into painting miniatures?
Well, probably like many in this hobby, I started with Games Workshop, Warhammer 40K. I had a friend who kept trying to get me into it. I kept saying no, but eventually he managed to convince me.
What army did you play?
I started out with Eldar actually, mostly just because I knew somebody who was trying to sell their Eldar army used, and I was like, all right, I'll just pick them up, not spend an arm and a leg on Games Workshop minis.
That was very smart of you. I unfortunately actually paid an arm and a leg for my Eldar minis. And what color did you paint them?
I mean, I mostly had Aspect Warriors, so it was all different for the Aspect Warriors. I think it was, shoot, what is the like blue craft world?
Oh, I never remember.
Alatok, I think. A-L-A, yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that thing that's, that I never remember how to spell either.
I remember.
Can you go to the room where we're shooting this at the con? I don't think the main hall is open right now. They've kind of isolated us and stuck us in a corner. Yeah, main ballroom. Yeah, Michael Collins has it. Not right now. You cannot come and heckle us in person. I would love it if you could come and heckle us in person, but feel free to heckle us at other times at the convention. Okay, Tish, how did you get into mini painting?
I got into mini painting because I found a box of miniatures in my husband's old D&D stuff. And I said, what are these? And he kind of had this look on his face like,
oh no,
is this a deal breaker? So,
oh my God, she's outed me as a gamer. Will she still marry me?
And I did, and we started coming to Reapercon, even back when I was at the factory. And I started taking classes from you and lots of other people. And that's how I started painting.
Super. How many years do you think it took you to get to a level where you thought you were pretty good?
I don't think I've gotten to that level yet. I think I'm pretty good.
Tish is too humble, guys. She's really, really good. Is it?
Thank you.
You painted? Is it Henry VIII? Is that the historical guy? The historical one?
I did. I have a few historicals. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I think that I've seen. I really love that model. The paint job you did on it. But yeah. So, and are both of you entering the competition this year?
Of course.
I am.
Awesome. How many entries do you have?
I actually have 4 this year, and they're finished. I'm
Oh,
not
oh my
over there
gosh.
frantically trying to. I think they are. Tomorrow morning I'll look at them again and think, this is awful.
See, guys, it happens to all of us. We all look at our work and we all think it's awful. It's not just you guys. You have friends. What is that? Is that a Ron with the Optivisor emoji? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yes, it is.
That I mean, I recognize Ed with ear antlers anywhere, but you know.
But yes, that is Ron with an Optivisor.
It's Ron
I think
with
it is
it.
Ron. He
Ron with an Optivisor.
He actually has a pen in his hand as well. He doesn't even have a paintbrush.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. And somebody is counting our brush licks, so I better stop.
Oh, are you brush licking? Yeah.
No.
Nobody saw it.
Uh-huh. You let me know, guys. There's brush licking going on at this table.
I was painting
I'm
with
relying on you, chat, to report brush lickers.
I was painting with my daughter, who's 9, and she caught me.
Oh.
Mom, that's disgusting. Why do you do that?
Good job, Lorian. I knew she was a keeper.
It's not a good habit.
It's not, and I would like to stop, but it's ingrained now.
Well, yeah, you've got to do it in stages when you break a habit. And unfortunately, it's so convenient, so it's hard to make it inaccessible. Like there are habits, or there are rules of habit formation.
I just have to stop mini painting.
No, you are not permitted to stop mini painting.
Okay.
It gives us something in common. Also, you're really good. But yeah, I had to break myself of brush licking too, and it was a long battle.
How did you do it?
I actually
Asking for a
started
friend.
just. Well, for one thing, it was after a friend got diagnosed with cancer, and she was a brush licker. So that actually put enough fear into me that I pretty much I had an instant like revulsion reaction that I could work with. So
would
I
do
just
it.
started licking my thumb, and then rolling the brush in it. And now I've
interesting.
gotten to the point where I don't even do that. I dip my brush in the water and I actually do this squeeze off between my fingers.
Yeah.
Like I've just gotten to the habit of doing that, just doing that. And that points the brush enough for me to use it.
Interesting.
It
I'll
also
give that
leaves a
try.
little bit of water in the brush, which is really useful.
So you're not
because-
adding water to it. It's
right,
already
exactly.
there.
But you do want a little bit of water in the brush
Right.
if you're working with really thin paint. So yeah, it actually works really good for me. I've gotten it. I still lapse. Like chat has caught me, I think, once. Right, chat? You've caught me once licking my brush. So it's every once in a while I'll fail for some reason. I don't even know what causes it, but in general, I am no longer a brush licker. I'm quite happy with that. I'm trying to figure out my fur here. All right, so
Mr. Scott wants us to use our pants instead of licking it.
I do, well, except Mr. Scott, the problem with that, actually, and that's a great thing to bring up, is when you use an absorbent surface like pants to wick water off your brush, you're actually removing a little bit too much water. You can also pick up fibers and things like that. So it's better if you can like get into the habit of just like squeezing your brush off, or using a non-absorbent surface or a non-fibrous surface to tap your brush off.
I know some painters like to just get part of the towel or pants or whatever wet,
Yes.
so that they can then wick it on that.
Yes.
So just like pour some water on your pants. and
You
then
can
it'll work.
go ahead and do that if you'd like. People may get the wrong idea after you stand up, but I cannot see the eyeball
Yeah,
of
I
this
can't
model.
either.
Now I've been using my drinking water to wash my brush. This is not good.
You know,
Put
and
that
you
over
think
here
you
so I
would
don't
notice
accidentally
the
drink it.
giant red things. I cannot see this one eyeball. Is it squinty? I can't tell if this one eyeball is squintier. I think it is squintier than the other one.
On
Yeah,
the
because he's
snarl side?
snarling. Yeah, I think the other eyeball is bigger than, because he is. Yeah, he is. Okay, I've got my eyeball mapped out. So even on mouselings, it's hard to find eyeballs, you guys. Yeah,
But
cheap coffee
those
filters.
eyes are giant.
Rhonda uses a sponge that she dampens to do that, to kind of point the brush and stuff.
I like makeup sponges.
Just wear a plastic drop cloth, Nomad Zeke says. And Drown Nipple Pink. Madman, I cannot give you a ribbon from here, or a paint. And you've got to ask me about Drown Nipples. Just for those of you who are watching and who are coming to Reapercon or already at Reapercon, you must come up and ask me about Drown Nipples in order to get the legendary ribbon and paint. And yes, I have them, but I don't have them here. So, like not right here at the table. So don't worry. Be plenty of time this weekend for you to get your Drown Nipple Pink.
Uh-oh, I see a mold line.
Oh, no, a mold line. Yeah, I don't think Yeah, I did a really quick, dirty clean on these, and I mean quick and dirty. Does this guy have, I can't even tell, like, I guess he's got a jacket. It's a duster, right?
It's
Yeah.
definitely
It's like
a duster.
He's
Yeah.
got a belt on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make his duster a different color. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, Pezler, you got your Drow Nipple pink, but you didn't get the ribbon. Can you, yes, Nomad Zeke, you can have a ninja ask you for one. If that person has already gotten the ribbon, then they'll have to explain to me that it is for a specific person. Because I actually don't have as many ribbons as I have bottles of paint. I sprung for the ribbons myself, so they're limited. So truly rare this year. They are pretty cool, though. They say, ask me about Drow Nipples. Frierick, can I submit the same miniature in multiple categories? No. You pick a category. That is one thing. Pretty much when you submit a miniature for the competition, you want to ask yourself which category is it going to do the best in? Because that's what the judges are going to ask if you enter it in a category and they don't really think it goes in that category. Feel free, guys, by the way, to plop your mouselings down onto the middle when you think you've got a decent start on them. Like if you are mostly, Frierick, doing like a good paint job on a mini, definitely put it in painters. But if you think that you've done some really cool conversion on it and your conversion work is really good, then you might want to enter it in open instead.
But for the subcategories, like the...
I don't have your address, Pezler. Well, actually, no, I do, don't I? No, I'm not mailing out ribbons. Well, okay, maybe if I have a couple left. But, all right, Mr. Scott G, we will see you in a couple of hours. No, Dr. Bob, I changed the ribbon this year since I was ordering it. I thought Ask Me About Drow Nipples was actually kind of funny. But anyway, yes, I also forgot that it was Urban Legend last time. So it's a different ribbon. So that makes the Urban Legend ribbon even more vintage. So really, you guys. Wait, where would a mouse get leather for a duster? Gerbil skin. Oof. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, would mouses skin worms for leather? Like, what would mice skin for leather? I mean, this is a good question.
Other mice, maybe.
Other mice? Ooh,
Yeah.
Tish is arguing for the cannibal mice theory. What does David think? David, where do mice get leather?
Or maybe mice hunt in packs. Maybe it's from cats. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. If mice hunted in packs, they could actually take down far larger prey than themselves.
Could happen.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
Plausible.
Someone had asked about entering the same miniature in different categories. Now they can, if it's like a subcategory, like if they painted a tiger lily for dark sword, that could go in dark sword
You're
and
right.
painters, right?
Tish corrects me. Yes, that is actually correct.
Just asking you actually.
Yeah, no, special awards work that way. So yeah, so if you have a miniature and it's say a dark sword miniature or a miniature from a different company who is supporting a manufacturer award, then absolutely you can enter that. What happens is you still enter it in one category for the Reapercon Open, but then we also consider it when judging the other stuff. So you still only enter it once, but then we will look and see what else it could win.
So it can only be in one of Diorama, Battle Machines, Open, or Painters.
Right.
But it can be eligible for any special awards in addition.
Correct. That is exactly it. David has it. Let's see. Leather from a Minotaur. Leather from very small cows. Shrews. I thought about shrews, Tazalange, except that, like, at least in the Redwall books, mice and shrews get along really well. So I don't know. I guess it depends on what your mouse world is like, right?
Did they have leather in the Redwall books?
I'm pretty sure they did. But the scale on Redwall changed over time as he wrote the books. Like the first book, it almost hints that there's a human world outside of the mouse world, but then it went to entirely mouse world in the end. Although, I don't know, it's got a weird scale to it. Redwall was odd. It had an internal consistency, but it was a weird consistency.
I actually have a Redwall cookbook.
Oh, do you?
I do. The artwork is beautiful in it.
Oh, I bet. They had great recipes in there. Let's see here. RGE Wolf, this is my first con in 10 years and my first Reapercon. Welcome! Yay! This is an awesome con. What are these ribbons I keep hearing about? Well, we have these little ribbons that you can attach. Actually, I might have one in my pocket because I was going to put it on my badge, but I don't have a badge yet. Let's see. Yes, I have a demo ribbon. Ta-da! Hey, give me Cam. Oh, got it? Well, you've got ribbons too. But there it is. So yeah, so they're little ribbons, and the adhesion strip here makes them stick to your badge. So you can build long chains of multiple ribbons, and a lot of people make it a fun thing to go around and collect as many as they can. Ta-da! Flower petal is the leather of mice. I like that. Like leaves and certain flower petals. Yeah,
like
that'd be neat.
Tinkerbell thing
Yeah,
to it.
almost kinda. Like obviously, it's obvious they could weave cloth. They've got plenty of plant fibers around, but leather is hard. I guess, well, no, fish skin can't really. I guess maybe reptiles. But those
That would be more like armor for
I guess
scales,
so.
I would think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's alligator hide leather,
Oh, that's true.
but I doubt mice are killing, and skinning
Would take a lot of
alligators
mice.
particularly. Yeah, that would take a lot of mice. It would have to be a very small alligator. What is the free today? I'm not sure. What is the free today, Justin?
We hadn't intended on giving anything free away today. Oh, you can't hear me from over here.
I cannot hear
We
you
hadn't
at all.
intended on doing anything free today because tomorrow we're doing multiple things.
So we weren't planning on a free?
Yeah, correct. Tomorrow we're doing kind of a bigger giveaway.
Okay, tomorrow is the giveaway day. Today we are not freeing, apparently. Apparently they decided that painters are terrible at giving away free things, and they didn't warn me in advance, or I would have brought some Drownable Pink over. So we're very sorry. Normally, I know we feed you guys all sorts of paint during my show.
Yes, Nomad Zeke, same time tomorrow.
Oh, scale mail. I like that.
Tris, you need to do, apparently Grim says you need to do a River Song cosplay and come fully over to the geek side. I do not know what River Song is, because I am not that into. I am not into whatever that is. So let me see here. I'm going to put my mousey up, just so you guys can see how messy my mousey is. Messy mousey. Woohoo. There we go. This is and speed painting. Let's see. There we are. Table cam, Justin. Aww. So yep. So there's cute little mousey, and I am going with we did kind of a sideways zenith highlighting on him, so the light's coming from the side, so we can see part of the face. So I'm kind of playing with that. He's got brown fur, and I'm giving him a blue duster. And for now, it's just pretty much really quick layering and a bit of wet blending, just because I can. He's a pretty simple mini. He's got, does he have like the knee ripped out of one of his pants?
Does he have pants on?
I don't think he has pants.
He just has anklets? Oh, he has
has
boots.
Yeah, his boots
Oh,
on.
okay. So he has a shirt and he has boots. So he pretty much went, no shirt, no shoes, no service. So I'm gonna wear a shirt and shoes.
He has a shirt.
Well, right, but he doesn't have pants.
I think he just
I
has
don't
the
think
jacket.
mice wear pants.
Guys, do mice wear
that's
pants?
it.
Chat.
They only wear jackets. That's right.
I think they read that sign that said no shirt, no shoes, no service, and they decided to take it literally. And they just decided that pants were optional based on that.
But it's kind of chilly, so he grabbed his jacket on the way out.
Right, yeah. So he's got shirt and jacket. Now you're talking about Doctor Who. Oh, Doctor Who. All right. Will we be making another Reapercon walkthrough video this year, Justin?
That wasn't us. They were asking someone else in chat.
Oh, okay.
We have never made one of those.
Oh, I see. I see it now. I'm just trying to keep up with my chat.
I understand.
Actually, if you think about it, for all the viewers know, none of us are wearing pants either.
This is true. You didn't need to give anybody that mental image, but it's true.
And it's only the first day. The con hasn't even officially started.
I know. We're already going there. And no alcohol has yet been consumed.
Happy hour starts at 5:30, I was told when I checked in.
Yeah, we
Yes.
need to end the stream right then.
I was going to say, because I will be a blur on your screen at 5:30.
Tish will be,
so-
Phew! She's going for the margaritas.
Let's see.
TMI. Yes, Tazlange. These people are definitely get any
Like
group of
mini painters?
Yeah, any group of mini painters is way too TMI.
No
We
Pants
are, in
Wednesday.
fact, indie painters.
So it's like a typical Wednesday, No Pants Wednesday.
No Pants
That's what they're
Wednesday.
saying.
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing? That's
It is
not a
now.
thing at my office.
You work at Google. You don't even work at a real office, and they don't have No Pants Wednesday? Like, of all the places in the earth, I would think that someplace like Google would be the place to have No Pants Wednesday.
I believe there is an internal email thread where somebody comments on pants not being officially part of the dress code.
That one not so. Boy mice don't, girl mice wear skirts. I see.
How do you tell if you have a boy mouse or a girl mouse?
I'm not even going to go there. I am uncertain.
I have no idea
We need
how
to summon Gene Van Horn and
tell
ask him how
mouse
to tell.
gender.
I mean, as I recall, having painted Laura Kraft, female mice do indeed have boobs. So, but if you have a female mouse who just isn't that well endowed up there, how do you tell? I don't know. What?
I'm wondering if it's all female mice that have boobs, or if they're
Just-
making a Lara Croft mouse like, of course it has to have boobs.
Yes, if there is any female mouse in the kingdom, it does. Yeah, Lara Croft mouse would be the one. That is true. That is true. So, chat, if any of you guys have any more questions about Reapercon or the MSP Open, or why I'm not painting with Ed's brush from last week,
Or mouse attire.
or mouse attire. Yes, mouse attire. Mouse gender identification, we have established we're very bad at, so that's not a good
Yeah,
question.
don't ask any more about that.
Don't ask any more about that.
We look foolish now.
Yes, we do. Skirts, Scottish mice are confusing. Non-binary mice wear lederhosen. Do we have if we don't have a mouseling with lederhosen, we need to remedy that.
I think I would remember a lederhosen mouseling, because that
You'd
would be all
think,
kinds of
but
awesome.
Something in me says we have a barmaid, but she's not in. We don't have a
Right.
bar boy. I don't think we've got an Oktoberfest male mouseling in lederhosen. Obviously, this is something that must exist.
There's probably someone here we can talk to about that.
That might be that guy, who's
Yeah.
who sculpts a lot of mouselings. I'm not sure why he still sculpts mouselings. Like, I swore he said he would give it up eons ago, but he seems to still keep creating tiny mice people. Although he also created the Rocky models, didn't he? The awesome little dragonlings, the wormlings for the Kickstarter. I thought Gene sculpted those.
Mice have pink tails, right?
I think that's artist prerogative.
Yeah, artist prerogative. Technically, it depends on the mouse color. I think it's pigmentation of the skin. Like rats that are have black skin actually have grayish tails.
I'm very annoyed that I can't pull out my phone and just have mouse pictures.
Yeah, guys. Apparently, we were.
Yeah.
So that's a tip. Like whenever you're painting something naturalistic and you want it to look good and look right, make sure that you use actual reference photos of the thing in question. They made us put our phones away before this, so we cannot currently look up the color of mouse tails.
Hey,
I
Miss
was
Ann,
very impressed when Derek Schubert managed to paint a realistic rainbow trout scale pattern from memory.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty ridiculous. Like, this happened at a speed paint out in California back on Memorial Day, and he decided he was going to just, make the rest of us look like complete trash by doing that.
I remember I got bronze because I did not paint my fish's teeth.
Yeah. I don't think I even got anything.
No, you got a silver.
Oh, I did. That's right. Because you guys all thought that my marble was water and thought it was really well done water, even though it was marble. Which just goes to show you guys, when somebody asks you if you are a god, you say yes. Got to get the 80s movie reference in.
hey, Miss
Or
Ann,
somebody asked you, huh?
how were these primed? Were they white, black, gray?
I'm having a hard time hearing you, Justin.
So what were the mouselings primed?
What were the mouselings primed?
Yeah, like what color?
Black and white.
Black and white. Okay, sorry.
Yes. So
and
black for the basic. Here, you can see. Oh,
There's-
there we go.
I put one that's just fresh on.
Here, David has put you a fresh. So you see that it's all white
Oh, I'm
from
licking
this
my brush again
direction.
because I got distracted.
All white from that direction because that's a light source. And then you can see on the opposite side it's black. So the way we do that is we spray it all black and then you spray it white from the direction of the light. Most of the time you're spraying it from above because you're assuming that the sun is coming out or something. But because he's got that big overhanging hat, but I still
Yeah,
wanted
you
to
wouldn't
see his
see
face.
anything but the hat
Right.
if you just primed it from above.
Yeah, so we did it from the side. Maybe he has a glowing sword or something. I can't see what Nomad Zeke has there. If they're prime black and white, I have to wait for your comment to go up this page, Nomad Zeke, because I can't see the bottom part of it.
He asked if they were primed black and white. Is that a cow?
Oh, is that a cowsling?
Boo. You have now earned your boo.
Yes, you have definitely earned your boo.
Next time, I'm just not going to acknowledge it.
You'll just ignore it next time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad because I'm not even like the game master, so I can't dock him XP when he pulls these things out, you know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's what I used to do in my games because a couple of people were just get out of hand, so. For bad puns, they got docked actual XP, and then if they actually made a joke that wasn't a pun that made the whole table just like dissolve in laughter, then they gained XP. So I trained them to tell real jokes instead of, you know.
Non-jokes.
Instead of puns, yes.
I think I'm ready to share what I'm doing.
You're trying to,
It
yes,
might
you
make
want to
some
share?
sense. I think so. Get this one out of the way.
Yes, take Mr. Mouseling, extra Mouseling.
I'm not particularly happy with this fur, but I'm happy with where his hat.
Oh, I mean,
Nice duster
the hat does look good. Yeah, I haven't really done anything on the hat yet. I'm trying to decide what color I want it.
I used charred brown and volcanic orange and lantern yellow on his hat and duster.
Yeah, that's a nice brown that made.
I think it worked out well, even though we don't know what kind of leather that would be. It's brown, so it will
It's
work.
brown, it's leathery. Maybe I'll give this guy a black hat.
Yoink.
I guess
If you
black
don't think about the logic too much, it works out better.
Yeah. That's gotten me this far in life in general.
Never think about the logic of the mini painting.
So I've been coming to Reapercon for so long, and when I started, I took so many of Anne's classes. I still hear your voice when I'm painting
Oh my
sometimes.
God.
And
You're one of those.
One thing that always stuck with me is when I was really having trouble with details, you pointed out I was holding my breath. And you said, why are you holding your breath? Do you know you're holding your breath? I'm like, I don't know I'm holding my breath. And I still catch myself doing that, and I hear your voice saying, why are you
Don't
holding
hold
your breath?
You are not the first person who has told me that they have Anne's voice playing in their head
It is
when they're
tattooed
painting.
on my brain when I'm painting.
That's pretty funny. You know you've been teaching a long time when people still hear your disembodied voice when you're not actually there. Just keeping an eye on you, chat. We have no free today. We have free apparently all day tomorrow. They're giving away tons of stuff. We'll see if I can dig out something fun to throw in to be given away free.
We have free painting tips.
Yeah, we do have free painting tips right now. And not just Mouseling painting tips. If you have any general questions, does Zenithal highlighting work well even if you lay a dark color on top of it? It's more of a guideline than I'd say. Like, because you assume that you're going to want to put your highlights where the Zenith highlighting is, but if you put a really dark color over it, it depends on if the color is transparent. Like if you thinned it down, a lot of dark colors are somewhat transparent, so you could do that, you could work with it. Like a dark green or a dark blue that has a bit of transparency, if you thinned that and laid it over your Zenith highlighting, yes, then you'd actually see a lighter color under the white and darker color over the black.
A lot of people also just like it so they can sort of use it as a starting point to see what they're doing better and see a little bit where the light would go and then paint what they see there. But you can definitely take a lot of advantage of it with thin paints if you do use thin paints.
Yeah, what David says is absolutely right. It's often if I do it, I'm more looking for a idea of where my highlights are going to fall.
The yellow.
Because after you put a certain number of layers over the top of it, you're not going to see your Zenith coat anymore. So any sort of underpainting is like that. I mean, you have to kind of use thin paints in order to get the full benefit of it. Let's see here. I'm almost done blocking in. I'm wet blending my black hat. Decided my Mouseling is definitely not a good guy.
It's the snarl. He
It's-
lends himself
he's-
to
yes.
being menacing.
Yeah, well, white hat didn't seem like it would work, so. Yeah, Cage Image has a good tip there, is use the zenith highlighting, take a photo of it with your phone, use it as a guide for highlights and shadows. That way, even after you cover it over, you can still see it.
Yeah, it's useful to do photos of lighting. You can also just take the miniature before you prime it or anything and put it under the light, set up the light the way you want it, take photos. I especially like to do this if I'm doing like a colored light. I'll have like a white light over here and a colored light over here, and I'll take a photo like that so I can see where does the white light go, where does the colored light go.
Indeedy. You can also do it with under reflections for metallics if you're working with a metal model especially, although it does work a little bit on primed white models. If you put the model on top of a piece of cardstock or something that's the color of the ground, or you paint appropriately, and then you shine a light up top, it'll reflect that ground color up onto the underside of, like, say, swords and guns or things you may be doing metallic or armor. So you can see where those colored highlights, the ground reflections would actually show up, and then just kind of extrapolate from that. We could free the mouselings. You have 3 award-winning painters, and Anne's comes with a bottle of Drownicle paint. You guys are shameless. I'm gonna make black boots. He's got a black hat and black boots. So obviously Black Bart the mouseling. I know he's probably supposed to be an undead hunter and not a Western mouseling, but my mouseling's getting pretty monochrome here. I didn't set out to do that, but
I mean, he's kind of wearing leathers and duster. Are those, those undead hunters, they always like to wear grays and browns.
Yeah,
they're all kind of goth.
Well, it doesn't show the blood as much, I think,
Saves on the cleaning bill.
Yeah, because just imagine, like, just based on the extra gore factor in some of those video games, taking apart zombies and vampires can apparently be pretty splatter-heavy work. I think my mouse does need a pink tail, though.
Miss Ann, we have a question there for you.
Oh. Prime by burn. Oh, okay. Comrade Corey. I live in the coastal bend. I prime by brush due to humidity. Are there any tips on how to accomplish brush? Honestly, I like to thin the brush on primer a fair bit. It kind of, it should work pretty well, just thinned, like, I usually use about 5 or 6 drops of primer, maybe a brush full of water, mix it together. If you put a couple of coats on that are slightly thinned, it's gonna be a lot smoother on the model than if you try to use it flat out of the bottle. Now, I'm not sure how this works with things like Stynylrez, like if you're using an airbrush primer or a different brand of primer other than Reaper, then I'm not certain how well or how much you would thin. But with Reaper Brush On, shake it really, really well. It's really fine. The stuff will stick to glass, but it also settles out because it is so fine. So definitely do like 5 or 6 drops of that, brush full of water, or 1 drop if you've got a dropper. And kind of just, might have to do a couple coats, but it should go on really smooth.
Comrade Corey, I know some people like to use both black and white brush-on primer and combine them to prime a single model, just sort of thinking about where the paint would be, where the light would be. It does require a little more thinking about where would the light go when you do it this way, as opposed to if you're using the 2-color priming with spray can, you can just sort of let the model do it for you. The other thing I sometimes do is when I am doing this priming style, I will then go in with pure white and pure black and just pick out a little of the places that I want to be brightest or darkest with a brush after I do this. So that's definitely the kind of thing you could do with brush on primer as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you meant the Zenith style, okay. Okay, yeah, David got you there, Comrade Corey. Yeah, it's, if you were doing it, you'd prime it all black with brush on, and then I'd probably hold it up underneath an overhead light really close and just take like thinned white and kind of paint it like right over the areas that I see the highlights. So I don't have an overhead light source here, but that would be probably the way to do it. And if you wanted a sideways light source like we did this, I'd hold the model like this and then paint it with thinned white wherever I saw the highlight falling from the light source. But it definitely would be a little more difficult. It would make you think a little bit more, just like David said, about how you're placing stuff. But that's good practice too, so. I am trying to paint my pink tail on my mouse sling. 1 second.
You're going with the pink tail?
Yeah, I decided to. I had Shawanti Sienna from Pathfinder line in front of me that I had put on my palette really early. And it actually is a great, it's a great mouse tail color, guys. Here, Justin, swap back to the middle. Mouse tail. Oh, it's actually a little washed out in this lighting, but it is nicely pink.
I might change mine because his face is so dark. I'm thinking he might need a pink nose too.
Oh, so. Pink nose. That's a great idea. I think I might steal your idea.
I already stole your idea.
Everybody's mouse slings are going to have little pink noses. So adorable. Let's see. He is so fierce and so cute. Bye, Fryrick. Good to see you.
I did look up mouse pictures on my phone before we started.
Oh, cheater.
Man.
It's not cheating. That's how you're supposed to do it.
One time I did a search I was painting a Benedictine monk, and the search result was hundreds of images of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, so you had a really good night, but other than that,
this is not what I was looking for.
My Google search history is probably very disturbing. From all of the miniature reference.
You haven't been painting all the sweetness and light miniatures, huh? So always looking up things like, brain lesions for zombies. And,
yeah, what do dismembered heads look like?
Oh my God.
And you can't tell Google, it's for a client.
Yeah. Google's like, well, if you really want to see some dismembered heads, let me show you some.
Google is like, that's what everybody says.
Right.
Yeah. Google's like.
We've heard it all at Google.
Yes.
There's definitely, like, if Google were a person, I think it's like a college humor video or something, but it's pretty funny.
If Google were a person. I think I have heard about that. I don't think I've actually watched it.
My favorite was like the person asking, do vaccines cause autism? And Google is like, well, I have 10,000 results saying they don't, and 1 result saying they do. And of course the woman grabs the 1 result saying they do. It's like, I'll take that, thank you very much.
Yes. That comes up a lot. What's going on? That's his foot. He's got 1 foot back behind him.
Yeah, he does have 1 foot way back. I was just noticing that too. I'm doing his gloves and his feet black, so I'm like.
I was kind of stumped on his gloves, so I think I'm gonna go with a brighter orange on his gloves.
I'm kind of reconsidering
orange gloves. What
Why
kind
not?
of an undead hunter has orange
He's
gloves?
a very
safety orange.
Yes.
He doesn't want to get shot by his fellow undead hunters. It's like deer hunting.
I see. It's that kind of undead hunting.
Everybody,
Safety first.
There's a limited number of undead mice, and so you've got to tally.
Yeah, you've got to get your permit
Yeah, you've got to get your
first.
permit. Yep, you've got to wear your hunter orange. You don't want to accidentally slice off your friend's head instead of the zombie.
Don't want the warden coming after you.
Yeah, exactly. I totally can see this. This is obviously a thing. And have I decided what color the second dragon will be for Dance of Death? I am very much sliding toward a silver or white dragon Tazlanch. That was kind of my original idea, and I was just kind of letting it percolate. But I am kind of sliding that way. I think it would go well with the black, and I'm thinking using some blue also. But I haven't, I'm not firm on it, but that's the way I've been sliding. Unless somebody gives me an even more awesome idea, then I might reconsider. Sorry, people distracting me off camera because, you guys aren't allowed in to distract me yet, but, those other artist people, they are, so. Photobomb the stream.
We've got to heckle you now before there's like 500
All heckling me at once?
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah, bottles all knocked over on the table. Can't do that with Citadel. That is for sure, Graham. That would make a royal mess. Yeah, mostly we're working with Pathfinder paints. We've got some Bones paint mixed in here.
I'm cheating.
Somebody asked me on my Patreon earlier what my favorite Pathfinder colors were. And I have to say that the copper is really awesome for those of you who like metallics.
I like how this guy has an actual flintlock.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool until he has to take multiple shots at a zombie. I mean, then it's kind of screwy. I mean, and what happens if he blows up in your hand?
He's got another. It's a paw, actually.
It's paw. It's a paw, actually.
She has a point. I think it means you will not be hunting any undead.
Yeah.
You have to go home.
He's got another paw.
He's got a
Disappointed.
backup paw. Backup paw in case he has a flintlock mishap.
Get your zombie meat from Safeway instead.
They're eating zombie meat? I didn't hear this part of the story.
I don't think that's the healthy choice, is it?
I don't think it's definite healthy choice zombie meat dinners. Can you? All right, where are we now? Like this has gone sideways very, very abruptly.
This is not in the Redwall books you read.
In the freezer section at Redwall Alley or Abbey.
It's been a long time. I may be misremembering.
It was something like that, I'm sure.
Black versus gold, good versus eagle. Yeah, Casmania, I did think about gold, but then I would have been tempted to do it NMM gold for the dragon, and that would mean I'm going to spend even more time painting the Dance of Death than I already am.
It would be spectacular.
It'd be something. I don't know. You get to watch Anne rip her hair out a lot. I mean, and complain about NMM because
and goes slowly insane.
Yes, as David could tell you, I really dislike painting NMM.
You like to complain about NMM.
I do like to complain about NMM.
Do you really? Because now suddenly I feel not alone.
I really don't like painting NMM, which is just kind of annoying because I'm good at it, but I really don't like doing it. So I actually really like metallics.
The thing about painting NMM is it forces you to think about geometry. So if you like thinking about geometry,
that's what I don't like about it.
That's why I like it.
And he's a math brain.
I do, yeah. So I like thinking about geometry and NMM.
And this explains everything.
Math and I are not buddies, so.
Of course, NMM we get to learn then. You get to learn how to cuss about NMM a lot, Kaz. That's if you want that, you can definitely learn that from watching me paint NMM. Lordy sakes alive, it would be a lot of cussing. I would have to make it all like family-friendly cussing too because it's on stream. So I'd have to like cuss like my dad did when we were kids. Does your dad, okay guys, Twitch chat, did your dads ever do this where like he really wanted to cuss but you were a little kid so he made up stuff like beaver damn it or son of a birch tree or something like that? Son of a biscuit, that's another good one. So did your dads do that? Because my dad totally did that. He was a Navy guy and he always wanted to say something terrible but he always managed to turn it into something else. Beaver damn it was a favorite.
Well, we can't have any obscenities on Twitch stream. I'm sure that never happens.
Oh, Max Powers is in the building. Welcome, Max. You've got your badge. You're already ahead of me. I've got ribbons, and I don't have a badge to attach them to.
You better watch out. Somebody's going to make you leave.
I know. Obviously, I don't belong here if I don't have a badge. I'm going to have to get people to vouch for my identity.
Just say, look at the Reaper Polo.
Reaper Polo. Nobody else has this particular brand of Reaper Polo. It was popular 14 years ago. That's actually true. All modern Reaper Polos are imposters from a different batch. Oh, Grim is watching us to see if we're brush licking, and he has noticed that everybody is pulling away. We're being very
busted.
good. Yeah, now he's noticed that
I got busted
people,
a few times.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I
See,
should probably
that's
put my
it.
mouseling on the thing.
Yeah, so David, you got to see David's mouseling. Let's do a mouseling on the table. He's very.
Oh, you can see his back now.
Yeah, here we go. Coming around to the front. Mouseling coming to the front.
Decided to do mostly undead huntery colors.
Yeah. So
Browns
muted out.
and-
Oh, and you
yeah.
did gray fur. Yeah. Cool.
Still need to finish painting the gun.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on my weapons. I need to get to that, or I'm not going to finish my mouseling. That would be sad.
I saw David's and then I remembered, oh, there is a back on this miniature that I should probably paint.
Nah, we don't need to paint the back.
We do, because this turntable is a
turns,
turntable.
Yes, it doesn't let us
You
like
can't
pop
just
out.
get away with only showing people the front.
Yep. Yeah. You actually have to paint the back.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
I
someone
could-
was expecting way too much from us, I think.
Well, it is a
for
kind
me,
of team
anyway.
model. I feel like this is a reasonable model to paint in an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
I do
more or
agree with
less.
that.
I don't
Yes.
even feel like I have to rush.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been
I
rushing
am not
either.
behaving like I'm speed painting.
You can have a pretty limited
No, you're
palette
not
with
like looking at
him.
me saying on task, when I try to distract you from speed painting.
No, the task is talking to the Twitch people. Like, they're not really here to watch us paint. They're mostly here just to,
To hang out.
yeah.
Is
That's
there a
because it's
giveaway? We've established there's no giveaway today, or no freebies?
Yeah,
Is that
Justin
it?
said
Okay.
that giveaways are tomorrow all day. There will be vast amounts of stuff being given away. The only thing we are giving away right now is free painting tips. We can't even put up our sign like,
Yeah, if there are any
peanuts,
more painting questions.
painting tips, 5 cents. We can't even do that. We've gotta just answer them for free. We're at your mercy, everybody.
I think this guy needs a little pink on the inside of his
Oh,
ears,
here,
too.
I could totally open the Pandora's box. Are any of you playing WoW Classic, Twitch chat? Have any of you popped open the evil World of Warcraft Classic? Or are none of you into MMOs? Or are none of you that masochistic? Oh, it's grim. It's a trap set by Ed and Ron with hold Anne's badge, then have her removed for Reapercon. Yep. That's totally the plan, I'm sure. I am a non-essential personnel.
Anne is very essential, and I have actually heard that when people are thinking about their competition entries, they like to name them and hear that in Anne's voice.
I read that the other day and I just about
Yeah.
died. When they're naming their models, they actually imagine me saying the title to
I've
see
done
if
it.
they want to.
I've totally done it.
That's so funny. Well, I'm glad I actually put a lot of emotion into my reading of your names.
So
Actually,
you're saying that I should name it something that'll be really hard for Anne to pronounce.
well, actually, somebody was like, I was going to name mine in Japanese. I think it was, I was just, yeah, that just about, yeah. They just all like to see me have a sad when I can't say the name. No, MMO. Did Lotro for a while. Yeah, too many griefers, yeah. Yeah, see, me too, Tazlanch. I can't even imagine. I don't even want to know how many hours I lost to WoW Classic. I logged into it the other day just to see, and it was like, oh yeah, I remember why I was totally addicted to this. Let's turn it off.
It's good that there's some self-preservation there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I couldn't get as absorbed into it as I was before. It's still fun, but there's too many other awesome things that I like to do with my life now, so. Too afraid to end up hooked up to it too, yeah. Yeah, Idrjai, you're smart. Yes, paint minis, don't load in WoW Classic, guys.
I am
Paint friends,
totally,
don't let paint
totally
friends.
addicted to painting minis.
Yes. Yeah, you are. That's why I think you're awesome. Okay, it's one of the many reasons I think you're awesome, but yes. This is why we get along.
And the highlights on his eyes are going to be pretty tricky because they're so set back in the miniature. under his
Yeah, I
hat.
know. I was kind of I don't know what I'm going to be doing with those yet. Mostly I'm trying to get the gloves and boots highlighted before I tackle them in the face. Hi, Avrelina. Have fun as you go by. Are you driving by or are you driving by in the chat, Avrelina? Oh, or are you going to play WoW Classic because you're Avrelina of Dornassus? I know we have many computer gamers because we often get trapped into discussing Overwatch on my stream. Go figure.
Especially the Twitch audience, I assume, because
Yes.
Why else would you be on Twitch?
Aw. I was griefed so often that you quit WoW, Cleo? That's terrible. I'm so sorry. I had a lot of fun with WoW at one time or another, so, you know, I'm always sad when I hear that. I hate griefers. Which is funny, because I work for a company with a CEO who's a terrible griefer. Because, you know, you could ask Ed about his griefing days, but the funny thing about Ed's griefing days is that he likes to grief the griefers. He has some pretty terrible stories of stuff he's pulled in past games that he played.
Isn't that a song? Don't grief the griefers.
Well, it's
Blue
something
Oyster
like
Cult,
that.
right?
Yeah. He used to love doing that. He would get on a game, he'd figure out who the griefers were, and he'd figure out the surest way to torque them off, and then he'd proceed to just harass them like they harassed other people.
Good times.
Yeah, that's what Ed used to do for fun. I still remember this, even though I don't think he plays any online games anymore. Kansas to Texas. No classic for you. All right, well, we will see you soon then? Reaper soon. Hopefully not Reaper soon. Hopefully actual soon.
We were only an hour late for the stream.
Yeah. Baron's chat. Oh, don't give me flashbacks, RoboGerbil. Come on.
And there's Glenn Phillips in person, not.
Yeah, the guy
On
who,
the
you know,
stream.
not doing speed painting because he would have wanted a mouseling that, you know, was in bikini. I don't think we have a mouseling in a bikini, do we? Do we have a mouseling in a bikini?
Do you have a Lara Croft mouseling, or was
we
that
have a
from
Lara.
somebody
No,
else?
we have a Lara Croft mouseling.
And she's not wearing a bikini?
No, she's not wearing a bikini. Lara
She's
Croft does
wearing
not wear a bikini.
That's right. She wears
tank
a thing
top
that goes
thingy.
down to here.
Yeah.
She wears a tank top and, you know, what all adventurers wear. Come on. Oh, no petting somewhere else, Everlina? Well, then, I'm sorry we won't see you. But I'm glad we got to see you on stream. Oh, somebody called out Brush Licker. Who did it?
Was it me?
It might have been
me.
Tish. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
There's
just
shame.
saying, I didn't think I'd licked my brush
I didn't
recently.
think anybody
See,
saw
you
me.
need to.
so-
Oh no,
Yeah,
no! This
that's-
is Twitch chat will catch you. See, this is what you
Oh,
need to do to
man.
break the habit. You
I
need to
guess
start
so.
streaming on
That's
Twitch,
it.
and then your awesome fans will call you out every time you do a bad thing.
I would quit from the annoyance though because I'm not easily shamed. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you're not easily shamed because here you are with us.
My Twitch chat would just be me intently painting, not saying anything.
Because you wouldn't be distracted. You wouldn't want to be distracted by it.
That
I
would
like
be me.
Twitch chat.
Or I would start singing and not forget I was totally on Twitch.
Oh yeah,
and-
I would totally
yeah.
do that. Yeah, like
Nobody wants that to happen for
no.
me. So
Yeah. Well, usually I wear my headphones and paint while I'm wearing the headphones, and I would totally forget. That's a good one. Painting music. If you listen to music while you paint, what do you listen to? And if you don't listen to music, what do you listen to while you paint? Or do you watch things? What about you, David? What is your favorite thing to watch or listen to while painting?
I like legal shows.
Legal shows.
That's all talking. You don't need to watch anything. You can just listen.
Oh,
like
okay.
The Good Wife.
Okay.
Or
That
The
makes
Practice
sense.
for an old one. That was my favorite thing.
Because then
but
you can just listen, you don't have to be distracted, you can still get painting done.
yes.
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yes, condolences,
like-
Everlina. A lot of podcasts, Tish? Mm-hmm. What kind of podcasts do you like?
I like history podcasts. I throw in a few paranormal podcasts when I'm in the mood.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty fun.
I am trying to make a cream color for my mouse shirt. How about you, Twitch chat? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, audiobooks while you paint, Casmania. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, audiobooks are also good.
Yeah.
I like nonfiction.
I like the Jim Butler ones, Harry Dresden
Classical
Files,
music from Valkyrie. Awesome.
because they're read by James Marsters.
Oh, you like, yeah, the Dresden Files books. Mm-hmm.
And he's really good at reading audiobooks.
Cleo listens to heavy metal. Robo Gerbil says silence, no distractions. You know, I'm like that in the morning, Robo. If I'm painting in the morning, I always want silence.
Sometimes when I
Dark Sword DVD and now Toolbox. Yeah, Graham, you're totally currying favor here. I like it. Keep it up, but yeah, totally. Brownie points. Yeah, there's Kaz too with it. Yep.
So is there going to be a permanent archive of this up online?
Is there going to be a permanent archive? I'm not certain.
As long as YouTube is permanent.
Up to YouTube, yep. Yeah, so it'll be on YouTube. Everybody will be able to watch you guys lick your brush again and again and again.
Yay.
For as long as it stays on YouTube.
The brush licking
That is a
immortal.
scary thought.
Oh, come on. I mean, once on the internet, always on the internet. That is the rule. Once it's there, you can never get rid of it. It exists somewhere.
My old GeoCities website.
Ha. All right, Mouseling, you're looking okay, but your shirt needs to be painted. Music, don't fear the Reaper. I totally fear the Reaper, though, Graham. I work here. Come on.
I'm really happy with this sword. Not really happy with anything else, but I'm really happy with the
Can I
sword.
see what you've got?
It's because you're really
Oh,
good at
very
NMMs.
nice. You are very good at
Gonna put a few more touches on it, then I'll show the stream.
Okay. See, David is really good at speed painting, guys, and he's also really good at NMM, so I pretty much expected him to kick our butts when I invited him onto the stream, but
Well, you're very good at flattery, Anne.
it's my job. I'm the artist schmoozer, or I was for many years anyway. Oh no, he doesn't have teeth yet. I need to put teeth. Teeth in the mouse mouth. Except I can't see them because black primer, which is why I normally don't prime black. Dang it.
I just put his teeth in.
There we go. It's a little mouseling. What?
Your hours are long. What you guys can do in an hour.
Collins is impressed.
Yeah, my little grub right there, which already looks worse than what you guys did. It's been like 2 days on this.
Oh, but he's all shiny and bloody mouthed and stuff.
Yeah, best thing I got this year. That's what it looks like.
Any word on if Bones 5 will have ninja turtles? Wow, we'd have to find somebody to sculpt those, but I would love it.
What are twirtles?
Non-IP infringing Ninja Turtles.
Ah,
Kind of like
I
the ones
see.
they have already, the ones with the clubs and
Yeah,
the spikes.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we have to kind of, step a fine line there, guys, with copyright infringement and
That's a
stuff.
very fine line.
Yeah, and we really don't want to get hit with a lawsuit from Hollywood, so, got to watch out also on who's got that copyright. I need to paint this belt a different color, but I don't have one.
I know, I'm on the belt too, and I don't really know what to do. I think
It's going to have to be
match
black.
gloves.
It's just going to have to be black. I'm just defaulting to black on all other items except the coat at this point.
Maybe we can switch the figure and
Oh.
you can see the sword.
Hey, can we get the table cam, please, Justin? Okay, the
the
sword.
NMM sword.
Ooh, look at David doing NMM on a sword in 3 minutes, making it look awesome.
Still a little teeny. I don't know if the audience can see it, but hopefully.
But seriously. So if I end up painting a gold NMM dragon, then I should just import David, and he can just, paint one also, except he'll paint it in a third of the time, and it will look better. Turtles evolved, and Ninja Turtles were created through science, obviously. Samurai terrapins, yeah,
I mean, technically
What
it was
paints do we have in
radioactive
front of
sewage,
us?
right?
Okay, Dr. Bob, I have, because I was planning on doing kind of an orange and blue color scheme today, I used one of my favorite colors, 9199 Russet Brown. You guys all know that I am totally a Russet Brown fangirl. That's our equivalent of burnt umber, so it's very useful. And I used an out of print color. Are you ready? I used ruddy leather or ruddy brown from HD, which is close to our ruddy leather. And when I need a stand-in, I'll use ruddy leather. But it's essentially a good brown oxide. So a little bit of a reddish brown. And then I'm using Shawanti Sienna, which I wanted for pinkish colors for the mouse nose and tail. And then I'm using Lantern Yellow, which is also just a go-to. I must use it all the time. It's awesome. And then I'm using Clear Blue because I wanted a cool tone, and I'm just mixing that with white. and a little bit of brown to make it go with everything else. So I'm doing a lot of color mixing for my mousling. And then a lot of, for the black, I'm using pure black, and then I'm mixing it with skeleton bone and a little bit of blue to make kind of an off blue-gray highlight for it. I guess I can put my mousling on the table. I've only got the sword and the gun and the base, I think, and the belt buckle. Mousling. So next I'll be doing the NMM. Oh, yeah, Dr. Bob, Swamp Green is totally a go-to color. But I'm liking the Shoanti Sienna. I mean, it's a skin tone, I believe, technically, for Pathfinder line, but we don't really have anything like it. I think the closest thing would be Redstone Highlight, except this is maybe a little pinker, more skin tony, and it's very useful. It's actually a lot like the old Terracotta Triad that used to exist in Master Series Core that got canceled. So you could use it for clay or grounds, or even as a shadow for skin, it would be really useful. So that would be 89542 is the Shoanti Sienna.
You had to read it off the bottle.
Yeah, I did. I haven't done these memorized yet because I haven't actually used them often enough. Can't pull my my party trick yet with Pathfinder. All right, David, what colors are you using?
White and yellow and, and black and orange and red. And a little bit of teal. I don't know. I mix them all on my palette, so I don't really keep that close track of which yellow am I using, which red.
Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk.
I know.
Boo him, Twitch chat. Boo him. What color is 61103? 611 is a heavy gear color. Started with McAllen, then it went to Terra Nova Tundra. I think 03 is a green, but I cannot remember. Dark Knight Azra, thank you for booing David. Thank you.
You got
Tish,
a boo, actually?
Tish, what color are you using? What
Let's
colors?
see. On his fur, I'm using dragon black and bleached linen, just making various shades of gray. And on his leather hat and duster, I've used charred brown, volcanic orange, and lantern yellow. Blending all of
See,
those as I
lantern
go
yellow,
along.
guys. I'm telling you.
I am liking the lantern yellow a lot.
Lantern yellow is wonderful.
When I am home with all of my paints, Palomino Gold is my go-to yellow for everything.
Palomino Gold. That's really good. That's almost our pure yellow ochre, actually.
It is infinitely useful.
Yes.
Actually, I do happen to know my go-to yellow at home. It's Candlelight.
That's right. You like the candlelight yellow. All right. Belt buckle wants to be highlighted. And the belt needs to be highlighted. And the lower part of the belt needs to be highlighted. All right, now I need a sharp highlight. Why are we getting read? Oh, okay, because of the booze. I was gonna say, that's video game boo.
Wait, what?
Re, as in
I'm
R-E-E-E-E.
not familiar with that one.
Oh, if you watch enough Overwatch videos, you will be.
Oh.
It's kinda, Re is kinda like, you know, like Rip, but it's also kinda like, no, we never stop, not ever. We don't stop painting. Chris Lewis, sculptor, is about to crash our stream because he's awesome. Yeah, you're stream crashing right now. That's fun. No, come on. So we're speed painting mouselings because that was what we were doing. So if you want, you can come and see our mouselings and actually crash the stream, or you can just look at it there. We are painting over the course of roughly an hour, although I'm told that once the booze goes live out in the lobby, then we have to end this stream. Probably because, you know, a little bell will ring and somebody will yell, booze, and we'll just get up and leave.
Hey,
It's
hey,
just an
Ann.
Oklahoma thing. They do that in Texas too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ann.
Yeah.
Doesn't it go live at 5?
Doesn't the booze go live in 5?
No, at 5.
I
think
thought it was
5:30,
5:30, but that's technically 7 minutes ago.
7 minutes ago.
Don't tell them. I was going to say, I don't want to lose my painters. I want us all to finish our mouses.
When does it end?
Done.
I think I don't know, does it end at 7?
7. I think it's 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, so we have plenty of time.
Well, you don't necessarily need 2 hours of free videos. That's a lot of free videos.
But
It's okay,
it's,
Tish.
it's nice if it's available.
Well, yeah.
It's my way of saying thank you to them for having it for us.
Yeah. Well, we
But-
then paint faster. That's all I'm saying. If you want your free margarita, paint faster.
So you're saying that
margarita
as
for
soon
me.
as we finish painting our mouseling, that's when happy hour starts.
Yes. I'm going to say that is a fair assessment.
He could be called done. There's maybe a little primer showing. That's no big deal.
Oh, hush. Finish covering up your primer. I haven't put his hat band on. I need to give him a jaunty blue hat band. And I need to fudge this NMM.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. NMM fudging is the order of the day. All right, what do we got? Do we have the color Cajun? We do not have a Cajun or a Cajun mage color.
Well, they've actually sculpted.
Hi, Grimm's wife. Yes. Oh yeah, totally. It is fun. You should make a Reapercon.
I am so self-conscious about licking my brush now. I can't even
See,
paint
you
anymore.
stopped, Tish, for brush licking. Great job,
I also don't know
guys.
how to paint now because it's just totally thrown off my rhythm.
Aw. But we've cured you of brush licking
No.
temporarily. It's awesome. Your daughter would
Thanks,
approve.
I think.
You can just tell her that obviously
Yeah.
maybe Lorian needs to have a Twitch stream, and then you can just do guest appearances when you need to be shamed out of brush licking. Yeah.
Whoever sculpted this mouseling actually sculpted like the flint and gunpowder thing for the flintlock.
I think it's Jean. I'm pretty sure that it's a Jean
That is
Mouseling.
awesome.
I don't know enough about guns to even appreciate that.
I
And I
actually
live in Texas. You guys should be impressed. I've managed to avoid this level of gun knowledge.
I decided to sculpt a flintlock for a
Oh,
orc
that's
bust I
right,
was
you did.
doing a few years ago.
That's why you
and
know.
so I had to look up how do flintlocks work so I could see how to put it together.
And that's why now it makes sense. I remember. I like that bust.
Yeah, they have that little thing out on the side that's like an actual cup for the gunpowder.
Right, yeah.
And then actual flint and steel that would strike it.
And that's why it would blow up on your hands sometimes.
Yes, well, I wouldn't want to actually fire one.
Yeah. They're cool looking in person, though. I need a bluer hat band. I do not have a bluer hat band. What we need is a wild mage color, but I don't think that's feasible. It's never feasible, Puzzler, ever. Giving me flashbacks to old D&D games. Did I just? Okay, I did not. For a minute, I thought I'd put like a white metallic into my blue to highlight it, and that was going to get way too snaztastic for this guy. But I indeed just used a regular white.
Is Tazalan telling me good save because I started to put the brush in my mouth and then I stopped myself?
Probably.
They don't miss anything, do they?
No, Twitch chat keeps you honest. This is why I love Twitch chat. I absolutely adore my Twitch family. They are super fun and vigilant. Oh, I need to highlight a little bit more. I'm so close to done. After this, I just need to do the sword and the
I
gun.
think I'm pretty close to.
It hasn't taken us long at all. This is a good mouseling to do a
Yeah,
fast
I
paint on.
mean, it's hard to spend more than an hour painting this mouseling, honestly.
Well, you know, I'm doing pretty well. I need to do his eyeballs. I'm doing that thing again that David hates it when I do, where I don't paint the eyeballs till the end. And then he hates it when I send him pictures of models that I'm painting that don't have eyes because
They're
it's
looking
disturbing.
at you with their dead eyes.
Yeah, he does. He wants me to paint the eyeballs all the time, so I've started doing that.
I mean, it totally changes the look of the miniature.
I think it just creeps you out.
My philosophy is that I want it looking sort of like it's eventually going to look as soon as possible, and that gives me a better sense of what I'm doing when I do all the details.
See, and I hate it because they stare at me woefully because they're not done yet.
I'm more like David. I tend to do the faces first.
Yeah.
Because if there's something I'm going to royally screw up, it's usually the face, and then I don't feel too bad about it if I'm starting completely over.
I see.
But also, I agree with David because it gives it a little personality when you're working on it.
I always had eyeless minis. It was always, I don't know why I started doing it that way, but it was always the last thing I painted. And it was just a habit for forever until he started berating me about it, and I've changed. Made an effort to paint my eyeballs earlier.
You make me sound like such a terrible person.
Your mouseling is totally going to look better than mine, so I have to get some snipes in. say, well, that David Diamondstone, you know, he's an amazing painter who can paint a mouseling to, you know, gold standard in an hour, but he also gives me crap about my eyeballs. And now I need an under reflection, because you know, NMM guys, you want a bright shadow with, or a bright highlight with a shadow under it, and then an under reflection from the surrounding environment. And I'll actually probably do something NMM on the stream eventually to show you guys this stuff if it is not a dragon.
In this stream, all of the great tips to make your NMM actually look like metal. It's the total trick way to do it.
Yeah. Boop, boop. Tricks are good. Shortcuts. It's speed painting. I don't like that. That did not work out very well.
Yeah, tricks are definitely good, whether you're speed painting or not.
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Yeah, you have fun too, Farisian. It was good seeing you.
I think that might also deserve a boo.
Huh? Oh no.
I got a boo. Aw. Wasn't a pun.
Just a play
Just
on words.
a commercial that dates me. Aw.
Yes, that's okay. Well, there are plenty of those for all of us.
Are they
I'm
not
sure.
still doing that one?
I don't know. Are they?
No idea.
I don't watch TV anymore.
I don't
I
either.
know. See, that's the problem. You stop watching TV and then you really get dated because you don't know any of the modern current TV
Right.
reference.
Netflix does not have commercials.
I kind of wonder sometimes who watches TV anymore, like other than, you know, like HBO and things like that.
Sports fans.
Yeah, I guess, but even that's starting to be streamed. Like regular sports are starting to be like esports and streamed more often. But I guess, yeah, they do still mostly just do regular TV. All right, that's just gonna have to do for the gun. I'm not thrilled with it, but it'll just have to do.
Yeah, I had to step away from the gun. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was giving me some fits.
Yep. And we are not here to have fits. We are here to finish our awesome models in time to have happy hour. That is our goal. And to be hopefully educational and somewhat entertaining for our Twitch chat.
Yeah, are there any more painting questions?
Yeah, if you guys need any more painting questions, if you want to interrogate my co-hosts here, now is the time to do it. Because once we get these mouselings done, we disapparate. And I don't know if we'll be stolen back for interviews later in the weekend, so.
What about the costume parade?
I don't know about the costume parade. Will you come tell us about it, Mr. Collins?
I'll say, and you can repeat if you'd like.
Sure.
7:30. It's supposed to start on Friday.
7:30 on Friday is the costume parade at Reapercon.
And Anne's gonna dress up.
No,
No.
no, I don't have a costume.
No.
I didn't even know there was a costume parade.
David.
I will be dressed as a professional miniatures painter.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. Touche, sir. This is kind of like when I was going trick or treating as a child. Oh, I'm a truck driver. I put a hat on.
It's respectable. But yeah, so, and that was Friday, or did you say Friday night?
Friday night at 7:30.
Friday night at 7:30 will be our costume parade. I know Ron Hawkins has wanted one of these for
It's
years.
important
Has
to know
he?
it's not a contest. It is just a parade.
Yes, it is not a contest. It is eventually, I think Ron wants a contest because he really likes dressing up as Indiana Jones and other things. But he makes a mean Indiana Jones, actually. He's got a great outfit. Yes?
They want to know what David and Tisha's favorite brushes are.
Favorite brushes? Oh yeah, because they hear me rant about Da Vinci's all the time. So talk about brushes, you guys. What do you like these days?
I liked Rosemary and Company brushes. Jessica Rich turned me onto those several years ago. You order them from the UK. It's a UK-based company. It can be a bit of a gamble ordering brushes online, but I've never gotten a bad one from them. And I've got a size 1 and a size 2. I like to use the biggest brush with a good tip that I can logically use, I guess is the word for it. And just hold more paint. People always assume you use a teeny tiny brush. That's not always the case. If you got a good tip, it will serve you well.
Yeah, for sure on that. I'm using a number 1 right now. That's actually more like a number 2 on other lines. At the moment, I'm using a Raphael. This is my newest brush that I quite like. The other brushes I have with me are also mostly Rosemary and Company. That is a great brand. I also use the Winsor & Newton Series 7. Those are my main go-tos.
See, yeah, these guys use totally different brushes than me, guys. Yeah, you know Anne's already. I'll just like hold up a big Da Vinci brush banner and we'll be done. Although today I am actually using the same brush that David is using, which is a Raphael Zero. I think it's the 8408 line.
That is actually identical to mine, except mine's a number 1 and not a number 0.
Yeah. Mine is really tapery.
Yeah.
I like how skinny these are. Or this particular number in the series. I like how tapered it is. It has a really, really sharp point.
I probably would have gotten both a 1 and a 0, except the store I got it at only went down to a 1.
Aw.
Was not a miniature store.
All right, yeah, art stores. Trying to buy brushes at art stores can be fun. All right. What colors would you recommend for plagued flesh? I'm working on some barrel rats. It's almost time? All right, well, Dark Knight Azarath, I've painted barrel rats before. I tend to like painting them a bit like dark grayish green and then doing the pustules and things and like red and pink flesh colors. And if you're gonna use like, make them really look like plaguey, then on the pustules put like some sickly yellow highlights. You can get some really good gross mileage off of that stuff. I painted the barrel rats that Julie sculpted a while ago. Really like those. They're good sculpts, actually. I really enjoyed those. What do you when you paint zombies or barrel rats or plague stuff? What colors do you guys like? Or have you not painted undead things in a while?
It has been a while since I've painted. I hadn't even thought about that, but it's been a very long while since I painted anything undead. Well, the historical miniatures I paint are of dead people, but it's not the same thing.
But not undead people. You do not have undead Henry V. You just have Henry V. He's just kind of dead, but he's not undead. Maybe we need like zombie really historical figures. Yeah.
Okay. Now you're using your noggin.
Yeah. Like this has to be a thing now. We need to find a sculptor to do this.
Should be a thing. I agree.
Yes.
I'd probably go with some combination of purple and green, although I haven't done it in a while either. And desaturated, kind of grayish.
Grayed out, yeah. So we are gonna wrap shortly. My mouseling is almost done. I'm just gonna put a little bit of a shadow here. Try to blend that in real quick, though my paint is drying out fast on my upper part of my palette. There we go, good. Oh, I forgot to paint the mouse ears brown on the backside. That's bad. Bad, and luckily that's easy to fix.
As soon as you said that, I turned mine over to see what I painted.
And now I just need to do the eyeballs, and then I don't have the basing done, but I'm just gonna paint it brown. Let's see, eyeballs first though. Mouseling eyeballs, and then put them up on the pedestal.
I guess I need to go into speed painting mode now.
Yeah, when Collins gives us the you have 5 minutes watch tap, then it's time to actually accelerate. I'm getting hungry too, so that's just as well.
I'm so thirsty. For happy hour time.
All right, Mousy, let's give you eyeballs.
Oh no, I didn't do the buckles.
His belt buckle or his hat buckle, or both?
Either.
I did.
Licked my brush.
Uh-oh, brush liquor. David and Tish are using wet palettes, and I believe they normally do. Is that true?
Yes, I always use a wet palette. I don't always remember to put the lid on it, which I'm done, which kind of defeats the whole purpose, one of the purposes. But yes,
we are using the same wet palette, in fact, the Masterson Handy palette.
Which is the smallest size they make, correct?
Yes.
I think so.
For me, it's the perfect size for a miniature painting palette, and definitely it's the optimal size for traveling with it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I have my wet palette is like in pieces, but shows you how often I use it. But I also have the same size of palette as they do. What is this? Is he actually standing on flagstones too? Do I actually have to bother to paint flagstones? Like, I thought this base was going to be super fast, and now Gene has thrown a monkey wrench into my super fast paint job. And I'm almost done. I want it to be done. Make it done, everybody.
I think I'm very close to being done.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
gonna
not happy at
block
all
in these.
with my NMM,
Well, you know.
especially sitting next to David.
Well, yeah, sitting next to David, you are going to be
Just a little self-conscious
yes, we're
about
always
it.
going to be sad about our NMM when David is here. It's just the way it is. I'm almost done. Dry faster, paint. Dry faster. There. Got some flagstones. Now I just need some edge highlights, and my mouseling is done. I probably didn't paint the back of the gun. I don't care. It's a speed paint. The back of the gun does not need to be painted. I hereby pronounce this fact. Yes? Okay. Minicam, Justin. Let me know when my mic is back. Yes, no, maybe? Oh no.
Have you lost all of us, or
Just me.
David? Okay.
Yes. Anne is out of order right now.
I think I am down to teach a good fast painting class tomorrow, so this is good practice,
Good practice
for me.
to warm up. Considering how arid it is in Texas, I find it humorous that Anne still thinks that paint doesn't dry fast enough. Yeah, that paint should dry out faster. It totally should, Pezler. Yeah, they cut my mic. They're trying to kick me off the stage.
That's because you didn't have a badge.
I could-
See,
yeah,
if you
I
had
know.
your Reaper badge.
I can just lean over by David and talk. Then they can hear me. Justin is changing out my batteries, supposedly.
It's a conspiracy.
Anyway, guys, my mouseling is on the little table now. He's done. At least he's as done as he's going to get.
He's super cute, too.
Yay!
You're right, there are flagstones.
I think
Yeah,
mine
there
is
are.
done, too.
There are flagstones. Yeah, we can put all the little mouselings on the table once you guys have yours.
Yeah, once I finish mine.
I finished my speed paint before David did? This doesn't happen. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back, guys. And I think we're about to wrap it up. So if you have any questions, now is the time. Because soon your pet trapped miniature painters are going to eat and drink.
Yeah, I just have to add a little dirt to the boots, because the boots always have to be dirty.
Oh,
boots.
man, you're
Oh, I didn't
weathering?
weather anything.
Jeez.
Now you're just showing off.
Overachiever, guys. Like, total overachiever.
Well, the great thing about weathering is it doesn't matter how randomly you put your brush. The more randomly, the better. So it's really not hard.
That's true.
It's not try-hard mode? Is that what you're trying
not
to say?
try-hard mode.
I don't know if I buy that. I'm just going to make sure that I've got paints put away. And my paints put away specifically so that I take them with me. A Burning Hand spell. Aw, thank you, Kaz. Kaz wants to thank all three of us and Justin for our time. Enjoy our happy hour.
Aw, thank you.
Yay,
I
and
have
there's
any
the little
down
mouselings.
here?
Anyone at Reapercon, ask Anne for a bottle of Drown Nipple Pink. Thank you, Graham. It's been good to hang out with you guys again. And those of you who are at Reapercon, I will see you very soon. I think we're going to wrap it. You ready to wrap it, Justin?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just showing them y'all's minis real quick.
Bye,
They
everybody.
look really cool.
Goodbye.
All right, now we can say bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Enjoy your day if you're not at Reapercon, and make sure you make it next year.
And what are y'all's names again? Go ahead and look at the
Ann
camera and tell us.
Forster.
David Diamondstone.
Tish Walter.
Ta-da! Signing off.
See you guys.